Here's some things that I do to slow down the aging process as a 14-year-old.
Oh wow, he has skin. That's crazy. Yeah. She looks great. Now she looks like that. Then people are now also tattooing freckles under their face.
I just had my eye surgery done from brown to blue, and I'm blind in my right eye.
We live streamed your surgery.
Hey guys, it's Misha and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about this fascination with plastic surgery among Gen Z and even Gen Alpha. There is now this obsession with beauty, but specifically skincare, different plastic surgeries, different procedures, and a lot of them are very dangerous. And we see people taking it way too far, especially children. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we start, please make sure you are subscribed and have hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. There's been a lot of talk of these girls taking over Sephora, going in and destroying the testers, stealing products, stealing makeup, and of course we have to ask, where are the parents, right? And I know parents can get very offended at times when people who don't have children comment on their parenting skills, right? But I think this is more of a common sense thing. We can't blame it all on the child. Now, of course, there are just some very difficult children. But right now what's happening is it's just like a stampede of 10-year-old girls coming into Sephora and doing that. And so, of course, they can be influenced by their friends, by what they're seeing online, which I'll talk about, but also the parents do play a role. Because what's happening with Gen Alpha especially is that a lot of parents are just giving them an iPad and letting Skibbity Toilet raise their children, letting TikTok raise their children. They think that the most important thing on this planet is making sure that you don't develop wrinkles, like 10-year-olds, right? And I'm not saying that's directly the parents' fault, but when they're giving them an iPhone or an iPad that young, and then they see content that's actually made for adults wind up on their For You page, because of course TikTok doesn't care, that's what they end up learning. The peer pressure, I can't even imagine how bad that must be for this generation, because when we take a look at what's happening with the Stanley Cup situation, if you don't know, these are Stanley Cups. They're cups, and these girls are getting bullied by their classmates for having like a fake Stanley Cup or not having a Stanley Cup. We were not making fun of each other for not having a cup. And in terms of skincare, I mean, we had the EOS lip balms because the packaging was cool, so people would like collect those, but never have I experienced another girl telling someone, hey, you don't have an EOS lip balm? We're gonna make fun of you. Or you don't have that cup? What? You don't have this face scrub? You don't have this toner? Listen, what we were doing, the only like skincare thing we were using is when we would get a cut from like running outside, we would put an antiseptic on it. Or you know what we would do with those sorts of products that I would personally find in the house? I would mix them together and make like a potion. Like I'd put hand cream and soap and mix it, and I thought that was so cool, and then like use it on my hands, right? And I think the difference now is that they actually have people promoting skincare to those young children.
Here's some things that I do to slow down the aging process as a 14-year-old. I started doing most of these things at 12. Number 1, I take 2 apple cider vinegar pills. I do this twice a day. Number 2, I use a retinol twice a day. And I do 2 face masks a day.
Story time, because I really don't get why you guys are so scared of the 10-year-olds in Sephora. So I was in New York City for my best friend's birthday party, Skylar from boarding school.
A child has very sensitive skin a lot of the time and really should not be using these harsh products. You don't have to take that from me. You can listen to the dermatologists who are speaking about it. A lot of these young girls are winding up overusing those products.
Why does this adorable 11-year-old need makeup and the skincare routine, which is more complicated than mine?
So this interest in skincare, I think, has its pros and cons with these younger girls, right? So first of all, of course, hygiene is important. And if this can promote good hygiene, having this fun routine with all these, you know, cool products with their fancy packaging, okay, I mean, I guess there's that, because some products I'm sure are totally fine for kids to use. But then, like I said, they're using these very harsh products that are not meant for children. And then constantly paying attention to your skin and to your overall appearance at such a young age is not good. That can cause self-esteem issues. I feel like if you have any skincare issues and you can go to a dermatologist, do that first. Okay? Don't start putting like mashed bananas on your face or hot sauce or these expensive products. Like, if you can, go to a dermatologist if you have some sort of problem going on. That's not to say that, oh, all natural remedies are bad or something, but be careful about what you're looking at online, because a lot of people end up actually doing more damage, especially if you're a kid. If you're a child, please go to a doctor. Ask your parents about a problem you're having on your skin. Don't start putting random things onto your face just because you saw it on like a TikTok shop and someone reviewed it. Be careful. And then also they end up developing a fear of aging naturally, right? Of getting wrinkles. This isn't just Gen Alpha, this is Gen Z. We see people absolutely terrified of developing wrinkles. They don't drink out of a regular straw. They don't smile because that can cause wrinkles, laugh lines. They're getting baby Botox or preventative Botox at like 20 years old. And again, a lot of this has to do with what they're seeing online. Recently, there was this filter on TikTok which showed you what you would look like if you were older, and people were losing their minds and asking dermatologists if that's what they would actually look like, and they were saying yes, which I'm sure was very good for business. Let me find that actually. Actually, what are those skincare products called? No, I'm kidding. She looks great. You know who this reminds me of?
Are they selling chocolate?
What? What are they selling? Chocolates! What?
Are you selling chocolate?
Chocolate! I can't hear you!
I would rather look like that than those people that literally cannot move their faces and all look the same. Right? I'm just saying. Like, you can tell when people have had too much work done, they all kind of start looking the same, especially celebrities. Sometimes they're asked like, hey, have you had like Botox, for example? And they'll be like, what are you talking about? I've never had Botox. I'm completely natural. Girl, your face is not moving. Like, we know, we know what you did. And it wouldn't bother me if they just said, you know what, that's private. Okay, people with a lot of influence, they should either be transparent about it or just not comment. No one should have to talk about that, but don't lie. Then people go look at themselves in the mirror and they think, but I have lines when I do this. And let's talk about makeup, because I'm seeing very young kids now using makeup, doing like a full face. Again, I think influenced by these beauty influencers online. Now, when I was in high school, I would wear mascara. That's about it, right? And I think that's what most people did. And then I'd say around the time of like freshman year college, I started to think, okay, well, now I have to wear more makeup. I kind of thought that was like the natural next step in your life. Like when you're like an adult now, like this is cool. And then I think about like half a year ago or so, I asked myself, why do I wear makeup? Why am I doing that? Like, do I like it? And I was like, no, I don't like it anymore, actually. I think I used to find it fun, like putting it on, and then I would always dread taking it off. I know some people say it's like relaxing to them and whatever. I hated it. Does it make me feel more confident? No. Is it fun to put on? Not really, no. So I stopped wearing makeup. But I know that that's not the situation for everyone. You know, while it wasn't that deep for me, while I don't really care that much, for other people, you know, they could be using that as a creative outlet. Both men and women, they might have scars or burns, and so they use makeup to cover it up to feel more confident, right? So I know it's different for everybody. I also know that based on what we're seeing online, where there's this illusion that everyone is perfect all the time, I do think it's a good idea for people to take a closer look at their relationship with makeup and whether or not they're doing it for themselves or just because they think they have to. So again, when you see all these people online who look perfect and then you go and look at yourself in the mirror, right? You actually look like a person, like you have skin. And sometimes you have pimples and you may have wrinkles and you may have other problems going on because you're a human being. You're not AI. And what you're seeing online, people are photoshopping their photos. People are not being transparent about surgeries they may have had when asked about it. There's also demonizing the sun.
Never forget to do skincare on your neck because that's one of the main things that ages. Recommend a sunscreen with usually an SPF above 50. I'm going on a long road trip. I always tape up a piece of construction paper. This blocks most of the UV rays. Bye, hotties.
The sun can be very dangerous. But if you are blocking the windows from the car, especially as a kid, if you're like terrified of the sun because you might get a wrinkle or something, I mean, these people can't live. They can't smile. They can't drink out of a straw like a normal person. They can't play outside in the sun. They can't do anything. A good example of this is this woman, right, who posted a video of herself saying, you know, this is my natural face. This is what I look like. And people were saying, oh, I need to start my skincare routine right away because I don't want to look like you. Okay, first of all, she's beautiful. So I don't know what these people are talking about. She looks great. And then also offering their advice like, oh yeah, you know, you might want to look into this product for this problem. This might surprise you, but not everyone is Looksmaxxing. I recently talked about that. Mostly men use that term and in the Looksmaxxing community, right? But basically trying to look your best. But people trying to tell others, you know, how to fix that problem, they might not even see that as a problem. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they're completely fine with the way they look. Maybe they even like the way they look. Shocker, right? What you view as an imperfection they might be completely fine with that. And I think a lot of people, especially now that we have this Looksmaxxing whatever going on, they just can't understand that. If she's posting that, I think she's confident. I don't think there's anything wrong with her face. And I just can't believe how many people, especially younger girls, are commenting saying, I can't, I have to start my baby Botox. I wish I got Botox when I was like 5, because now I'm terrified of aging. Aging is a privilege. If you're lucky enough to age, I say you should embrace your natural face. Now, I know that's easier said than done, but this is just too much. And with the pace at which these trends change, I mean, what you are insecure about right now might be in like a year or something. For example, people are terrified of getting freckles if they're out in the sun, but then people are now also tattooing freckles under their face. So if you want to get something done, okay, I think that if an adult is making that decision and they're doing it for themselves, there's nothing wrong with that if they know about the complications, the potential, risks associated with whatever procedure they want to get. That's their choice. I don't think that's a problem. I think it's a problem when teenagers are getting procedures like plastic surgery done. I don't think any teenager should be doing that, elective plastic surgeries, not even with parents' consent, because we have parents who are injecting Botox into their 10-year-olds.
Larry Spencer spoke with the mom, Carrie, and her daughter, Brittany, in a GMA.
So parents aren't always sane, but then also don't promote it online like it's just a simple little thing that you can do because you don't want to look like a hideous monster. God forbid you actually get wrinkles. Of course, it's not to be naive. Looks do matter. That's all true. But it's not everything. It really isn't. And everyone's going to have a different opinion about you. Some people may find you gorgeous. Some people may find you so handsome. Some people may find you hideous. That's just a fact, okay? And the thing that actually matters, in my opinion, is when you look in the mirror, are you happy? Do you like the way you look? If you like the way you look, great. It does not matter what anonymous user said. It does not matter what this new TikTok surgeon is saying. And it's not just affecting women, okay? It's affecting men as well. They're reporting higher rates of body dysmorphia. And I think a lot of this has to do with what's happening with the gym influencers, which I totally get why people would want to follow them because maybe they give them motivation, things like that. But a lot of those men who post their photos of their, progress or whatever, they are sometimes on steroids. Sometimes they have gotten surgeries and are not transparent about it. Or they're playing around with the lighting. You don't know what's happening. Or they're photoshopping. And then men see that and think, oh, what's wrong with me? I think there's also just a lot of objectification going on of both men and women. Well, I think what started off as mostly having to do with women, right? Now men are also obsessed with the way they look. Even with the way our generation speaks, body count, it's not people, it's body. How many bodies have you been with? I mean, it's ridiculous. They're getting surgeries to make themselves taller, which can have so many complications. It's actually insane. We have chemical peels, where apparently you can die from that. Ужас. Ужас. You may know that when things get really bad, I say ужас. That's bad. I remember we had the Kylie Jenner lip challenge because she has very big lips, right? People would suck on a water bottle and their lips would get big and sometimes even damaged. It was bad. And so a lot of kids would do that, but to make fun of each other. Haha, you look like a duck. At least from the people that I knew, no one was doing that and saying, I wish I always looked like this. Which is crazy because now people are trying to get that result at home or through lip injections. People are shaving down their perfectly healthy teeth.
Not only are his teeth damaged, he's going to have much more sensitivity and pain throughout the years. He's going to have to get his crowns redone every 10 years. That is if they don't get decayed and fall out. And more than likely, by the time he's older, he's going to have to go into full dentures.
For a generation that is constantly talking about accepting yourself, it's very strange that so many people want nothing more than to change everything about themselves, especially when it's based on what the new trend is on TikTok. Eye bags are ugly. No, actually, eye bags are in now. So let's use makeup to make fake eye bags. A lot of these plastic surgeries are being promoted by these surgeons on TikTok, which you shouldn't always trust.
Famous physician known as Dr. Roxy.
If your doctor's doing that, you should find a different doctor.
She live streamed plastic surgery on TikTok, gaining a huge following. But now, Dr. Roxy, whose real name is Catherine Grawi, has been permanently stripped of her license by the state medical board in Ohio. Its decision was based on her failure to meet standard of care following evidence that she botched 3 surgeries.
So you assumed because she was this TikTok personality that she was going to do a great job.
But Kelsey says she suffered major complications.
She live streamed your surgery.
She did. Rewatching it, I saw a couple cuts that she made when she was clearly talking to the camera.
One surgeon that's going viral is Dr. Kim, and I just want to show you a few of his before and after videos. All right, so we have this woman, looks completely fine, looking good. And now looks like that. Hashtag best facelift. Here we have this 51-year-old man, normal looking guy. Oh wow, he has skin. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm sure they'll look better in time, but still, this is a really drastic change. 52 years, she looks great for 52. Okay, yeah, you're pinching her skin. That's what happens when you pinch someone's skin. That is normal. Right. Is the goal to look like a doll? I think the goal of plastic surgery should to improve your appearance, not to look like a completely different person. Again, looks so good for 47. What does she not like? 56 years old. She looks great. Now she looks like that. The comment, Dr. Kim, did you get your license from Temu? What did you do? Uncanny Valley. 76 years old. She looks so good before. What is this? Okay, your skin. Yes, you have skin. Is the goal to look 10? 58? Does not even look like her afterwards. Like, who is that? I mean, I hope they're happy with the results. Trying to change the color of their eyes, leaving people blind.
The problem is that people are promoting it as a safe procedure.
Cataracts, loss of their cornea, inflammation inside the eye, and a severe form of glaucoma that would result in irreversible blindness.
I just had my eye surgery done from brown to blue, and I'm blind in my right eye.
Also, I totally get that with plastic surgery, a lot of people broke something or they were born with a problem that they've always wanted to fix. I just think that a lot of people become obsessed with it. Like, they fix one problem and then they have to do something else and they're never happy. When did you get that thing you thought would fix everything and you would never want anything again, and then you got it? Did you actually say, okay, now I'm good? No one is perfect. Everyone has their problems. And I think the goal, though, should be to find a balance with skincare, with procedures if you really feel like you need it, and to work on accepting yourself. Let that be the goal. And I know there's always people, well, it's easy for you to say, you don't have the problem that I have. Okay, are you gonna die from the lack of plastic surgery or from the lack of makeup? No? Then what's really the problem? The problem is that you care about what other people are saying or what other people think. Like, woe is me. This is all because the left side of my face is different than the right. My eyebrow is 2 centimeters off. Like, turn off the phone. Turn off the phone. But one positive I do see coming from all of this is that now more people online are embracing their natural face, showing again how they're naturally aging. And I can't believe that that's actually considered brave nowadays, but it is, because so many people are terrified of that. And I just think that's really positive for both men and women. And that's all for today's video, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, so make sure you comment below. Also remember to like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.